The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time, behold, a mute demoniac was brought to Jesus, and when the demon had been cast out, the mute man said, and the crowds marveled, saying, the mute man spoke, and the crowds marveled, saying, never was anything like this seen in Israel. But the Pharisees said, he casts out demons by the prince of demons. And Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every disease and every infirmity. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Pray therefore the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. The Gospel of the Lord. How often do we sit and criticize and complain about the world we live in, the leadership, the way people act, the way people do not respect. And a lot of our conversation is about things that God has been trying to solve since the beginning of creation, asking us that we as human beings have a very simple solution to live in peace. Love God, neighbor as self. We all know this, but we don't all practice it. And I think the more we look at others to do it before ourselves, the longer it's going to take for us to live in peace in this kingdom and enjoy the peace of the kingdom to come. Because the more I'm complaining and moaning and criticizing other people, the less I will realize that I have a little part to play in the way I behave and treat other people. So here we have the Pharisees, and Jesus going about doing the right thing, trying to bring this peace, trying to show people there's a different way of living, and remembering he was ministering to the poor and the sick. Because he realizes if we have a good relationship with the poor and the sick, then the rest of the world finds its place. But then you have the critics saying, oh, he's doing all of this not for God, but has an ulterior motive. How often have we sat and presumed of somebody else's ulterior motive with very little proof, and we've judged and condemned them rather than love them? Even if they do have an ulterior motive, we are still the cause of strife if we are presuming and not loving them. Because the more we can love, the more we can have the world that we are all hoping for and praying for. So today, as we go about our day in this COVID time, and where the critics are coming and we are starting to take sides, let us be careful. And let's make sure that we are doing our little bit. And we all know what to do. It's almost tiring to hear it again. Washing of hands, sanitizing, and physical distancing. I've decided not to use the phrase social distancing, but rather physical distancing. It sounds more appropriate, because socially we can never be too distant from each other, or shouldn't be. But physically distanced at this time is important. So today, as we continue, let us look at what we say and how we do it. And remember that we have a part to play in bringing this peace, in bringing this sense of calm in this great tragedy that we're all living through right now. Amen.